Hey guys, it's Jordan here. So we have 4 days before we move into the tiny bus. On our off-grid system, because budget and space are limiting factors, we can only run the very minimum items off of our battery bank. And that includes our 30-watt refrigerator and our 65-watt laptop. So when it comes to making coffee, a coffee maker really isn't an option. So in the tiny house we used a French press, and that worked great for making coffee, but we did get grounds in our drinks, and also, more importantly than just the few grounds that you can kind of grin and bear, it took a lot more water to rinse out the French press than it does to clean out this. This doesn't really take any water. I can simply dump this into the compost, so that's going to save us time, energy, and water in the tiny bus. So basically, our electricity-free coffee making system is just a pour-over. So you have one of these reusable baskets, and this is a wide mouth mason jar. And the jar that you use would depend entirely on how big your basket is. Doing the amount of coffee that I use for my cups. So here's a disclaimer. Today I'm using a saucepan to pour my hot water into the pour-over system. But here soon I'm going to have a kettle because this makes kind of a mess. So now that that's finished brewing, let's go ahead and give it a taste and see how the strength is. So I went back to my days as a barista and I thought about how I was going to get my strength to be a little more suitable because I do like a strong, robust cup of coffee. And I found that if I tamp the coffee down a little bit, just press down on it, and I add my water a bit slower, my brew strength comes out quite a bit better. Also, if you're like me and you like a hot cup of coffee, make sure that you get your water in the saucepan or kettle to a roaring boil so that by the time you pour it in and you do this process, you have some temperature to expend and you still have a hot cup of coffee when it's all said and done. So yesterday we broke the 1,000 subscribers mark. When I started this blog 3 years ago, the content that I wanted to be making would be in a finished, completed tiny house, and we were living in an incomplete project. And then with everything that happened and we needed to kind of take a step back from doing us for a while, go to Pennsylvania and be with Justin's family while they dealt with a family tragedy, it was like a big step back for the blog for sure. Not that that was my biggest concern at the time, but it was a step back for the blog. And then we kind of had to really try to get the wheels rolling again to start doing us again. It was a really just like, obviously death is a really life-changing experience. So we came to Washington and moved into an apartment, and we really had no idea what we would be doing, what to expect, or what was the next step for us. We just sold what we'd been dreaming about. We had a lot of dreams for the tiny house. So now, a year and a half after the tiny house, we're moving into our tiny bus, and it's going to be an entire off-grid system, and that's better than ever. It's a better than ever situation, and you can expect lots of great content from here on out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe, and check out my other YouTube videos, and check out my blog. It's tinyhousewife.blogspot.com.